वेलकम टू माय चैनल। तो आज मेरे स्कूल में क्रिसमस कार्निवल था, तो चलिए आपको उसका दिखाती हूँ।
काही दिवसांसाठी आपण कुठेतरी अभ्यास करायला निघून जातो. काय म्हणायचं मासाहेब, आम्हाला आमच्या जीवाची पर्वा नाही. राजांचा जीव वाचणं गरजेचं आहे. काय शिवबा किंवा यांचा पुत्र नाही, तर अवघ्या मराठी जनांचा स्वाभिमान आहे. या मातेने आपला पुत्र गमावला तरी बेहत्तर, परंतु लहानपणी पडून जाऊन या मराठी मुलगाचा स्वाभिमान गमावला जाते. अशा
Students of 9th grade are here to perform the classic tale of Aladdin. Aladdin was a jolly good fellow. He was always playing on the street and not doing anything. He's a jolly good fellow.
His mother was really fed up with him. One day, a magician saw him on the street. His mind.
Aladdin's father died early. Aladdin took his father's place in running the family store with his mother. One day, the magician walked into the store.
I'm Director. I've come to see.
But his father never spoke of a brother. But why does it matter?
I assure you it is true. Years ago, your husband and I agreed that if something happens to you, since I have been very fortunate in my life, I will have to bring the silver coin to your family.
What do you have in your mind?
I know of a secret place that holds many riches. I will take your son to the well you will find there. You and he will be set for life.
So the mother agreed. The old man and the boy traveled
I've learned a bit of magic in my life.
He chanted a few magic words and the giant crystal
Ah.
several feet in the air, moved to the side and vanished. Aladdin peered into the room. He saw steps that led down to a dark hall.
Fear nothing, but obey me. Go down, and at the foot of the steps, follow a long hall. You must walk through a garden of roses. You must touch nothing of them. Walk until you come to a large flat stone, and on that stone will be a lighted lamp. Pour out the oil on the lamp and bring it to me. Now go.
Aladdin slowly stepped down the stairs, through the garden of fruit trees, and marvelous to behold, the tree held fruits that sparkled and shone. He could not help but reach out and touch one.
Then, too late, he remembered what his uncle had said. But nothing terrible happened. So he figured he might as well put the fine jewel fruit in his vest pocket. Then he plucked another and another jewel fruit till all his pockets were filled.
Aladdin came to the large flat stone, and on it was a lighted lamp, just as his uncle had said. He poured out the oil and took it back to the opening of the cave.
Here I am, uncle.
Give me the lamp.
Just as soon as I'm up.
No, give me the lamp now.
No, let me up first. Then I will give you the lamp.
The magician was furious. He fell into a rage and barked out more magical words. The giant white quartz crystal rose up, hovered over the owl, and blundered. All went dark below. Aladdin was trapped.
Why didn't I just hand over this gold lamp? Who cares about it anyway? Whatever might have come of it, it could have been more worse than this. What was I thinking?
Rubbing the lamp, he moaned.
Oh, how I wish I could get out of here.
At once, a huge genie rose up into the air.
You are my master. What was your first mission to get out of this cave?
Yes.
Three wishes are yours to command.
Yes, of course.
More than anything, he wanted to get out of the cave and go home. The very next moment, Aladdin was outside his own home, still holding the lamp and with all his jewel fruits in his vest pocket.
His mother could not believe the tale her son told her.
Magic lamp? That old thing. If there were a real genie in this old lamp, I would say to him, Genie, make a feast for me and my son and serve it on the plates of gold.
You can imagine the mother's surprise. The genie rose up out of the lamp, and a feast fit for a king weighed down her kitchen table on plates of glittering gold.
Mother and son enjoyed a feast like no other. Then the mother washed and sold the gold plates and bought necessary things to live. From then on, Aladdin and his mother lived well.
One day, Aladdin thought to himself,
Very valuable for the Sultan. They let her in.
What have you brought me in those silk rags?
He showed him the jewel fruits.
But if your son is as worthy of my daughter, as you say, he must bring me 40 golden trays of the same gems carried in by servants.
The mother went home and told her son the Sultan's demand.
It's no problem. Call for the genie and make your second wish.
And so his mother rubbed the lamp and made her second wish. Before long, she was at the steps of the Sultan's palace with 40 golden trays of the jewel fruits carried in by as many servants.
But you cannot think this is enough to win the hand of my daughter. To truly win my favor, your son must build a golden palace for he and my daughter to live.
his mother brought back this news too. So, for her third wish, the mother asked the genie to create golden palace. Next morning, right outside the Sultan's bedroom appeared a huge golden palace gleaming in the sun. Meanwhile, back at Aladdin's home,
It's time for you to go, my son, and take your princess.
The next morning, the Sultan called for his daughter.
Look at this palace. This is husband for you.
What do you mean, father? What do you know about this man? Have you ever met him?
What's there to know? He can build a golden palace up here overnight. He is even more powerful than my royal advisor, the Vizier.
Yesterday, your vizier was the most powerful man in the kingdom, and I was to marry him. Today, the stranger is the most powerful one, and I am to marry him. Why do you think it matters to me who the most powerful one is?
It matters to me. Daughter, you are just so excited to get such a fine husband.
I can't believe this. My father is determined to marry me off no matter what.
But madam, isn't this wonderful stranger an excellent match for you?
We don't know how lucky you are. I would rather live your life than be handed off this way.
And I would rather live yours.
The two of them stared at each other for a couple of moments, with all the scows maiden like them bored.
Let's do it.
And the two of them changed clothes.
Just then, Aladdin was riding to the Sultan's palace on a white horse, ready to meet his bride. The Sultan warmly greeted him.
Stay here in my palace until the preparations for your wedding are complete.
Aladdin could not meet the princess until their wedding day. He caught a glimpse of Nadia from a distance, covered in scarves, thinking she was the true princess. Aladdin, the Sultan, and everyone else in the palace waited with growing excitement for the wedding day.
Except for one person. The uncle magician who had left Aladdin trapped in the cave was also the Sultan's vizier. He had recognized Aladdin at once. He knew there could be only one reason the young man could present all this magic to the Sultan. Aladdin must have escaped from the cave and with the lamp.
I will get my revenge. If anyone is to have the lamp, it's me.
He came to Aladdin's house as an exchanger of old utensils, and by mistake, Aladdin's maid sold it to the magician and took new utensils from him.
In a quiet place, the vizier made his first wish.
Genie, do as I say. I want Aladdin's palace. I want to take Aladdin's palace to a faraway place in the desert that no one can find.
What the vizier did not know, at that very moment, Nadia was exploring Aladdin's palace. And there is something else the vizier did not know. The genie thought the vizier had commanded to be taken away also, along with the palace. So, genie sent the vizier, the golden palace, and Nadia inside it, all together to a far place in a desert.
The next morning, the Sultan awoke and saw nothing outside his bedroom window, where Aladdin's palace had stood the day before. The next moment, servants rushed in, announcing that the princess had disappeared.
What have you done? Because of your magic tricks, I have lost my daughter. You must bring her back in 3 days, or it will cost you your head.
Aladdin thought he would simply use his second wish and the genie would bring back the princess and the castle too. But the magic lamp was gone. He looked everywhere.
In despair, Aladdin could do nothing but to leave the Sultan's palace on the white horse he had ridden on. Sadly, he rode from town to town, but no one knew anything about a palace that had appeared overnight, nor to mention one with the princess inside. You may wonder, where was the true princess for all the time?
Dressed as a servant girl, she had crept out of the palace the very day she had switched clothes with Nadia. Down to the marketplace she had gone, and there she met an aging merchant. The old merchant told her he was tired from riding so many years from town to town selling his potions and perfumes.
The princess was dressed humbly, yet she carried herself like royalty. She gained the confidence of the old merchant, and when she offered to ride his camel train for him and share what she earned, he was delighted. That is how a princess found herself clopping through the desert, selling potions and perfumes from town to town.
2 days passed. Aladdin was no closer to finding his lost palace than he had been before he left the Sultan. Crouched in front of his tent, Aladdin held his hand in hands.
Why the sad face? Perhaps the potion will make you feel better.
No, thank you. The only thing that would help is if I could bring back a princess and find my lost palace. You see, my palace vanished overnight to a place I know not where. The princess was probably inside it. Oh, this is an impossible task.
Maybe not. In my travels, I heard of a palace that appeared out of nowhere in the desert not long ago.
Really? You know where?
Yes, I think I could take you there. If we left now, we could get there by the morning.
I would be so grateful.
He had left all the jewel fruits with his mother except one. This he offered to the camel rider as a payment.
It's no trouble.
Walking through the night, the two of them spoke of many things. Aladdin marveled at the young lady's easy manner and generous spirit. He somehow knew she could be trusted. Before long, he told her his story of how he had discovered the magic lamp in the cave and how it had been stolen from him along with the palace.
As the morning's light brightened, they were walking between two very tall walls of rock. Rose-colored they were, with thin bands of white and blue. Suddenly, the rock walls ended and they arrived at a clearing.
Look, is that it?
It is. I hope the princess is still in there. But without my magic lamp, I have no way to get that put back in time.
Just then, Nadia, who had been carried away along with the palace, as you no doubt remember, was looking out of the window at the new guest. To her surprise, she recognized the lady as none other than her beloved former mistress. She waved at them both to come to the front door.
The servants let in the guests. Nadia took them to the drawing room and shut the door.
Mistress, how glad I am to see you. I'm glad to see you too, Nadia.
You two know each other?
Tell me, how do you find being a princess?
First, the gowns were marvelous. Everything I dreamed of. I liked well enough all the attention I got. But when I was carried away with this palace, the wiser gave me it too. For the last 2 days, he has done nothing but smell the thing and he locked me up here.
That's terrible.
There's more. He said with his land that tomorrow we will return to Sultan's land and I have to marry him.
He said with his land.
Wait a minute, I have a plan.
The princess gave Nadia one of the sleeping potions in her stock. She told Nadia that when Wiser returned that night, she must pour the sleeping potion into his wine. He would fall into a sleep so deep that he would not be awakened by any noise. That is what she did. When the wicked man was snoring, Nadia, the princess and Aladdin searched everywhere for the magic lamp. At last they found it. The lamp in his hand, Aladdin said,
Now I can make my second wish. I am going to wish for this palace and everyone inside it to go back to Sultan's country, except for the wiser.
Wait, leave me here too.
Aladdin urged her to come with him, but the princess would have none of it. She liked too well the life of freedom she led. Aladdin did not like at all that she would be left behind with the wiser. But she assured him the wiser would not be awakened for hours and she would have plenty of time to get far away.
So Aladdin rubbed the lamp and stated his wish to the genie. In a whoosh, Aladdin, the palace and Nadia were all transported back to the very spot where the palace had stood before.
The Sultan was delighted to have his daughter back, or you might say the young woman he believed to be his daughter, covered as she was in scarves.
We will hold the wedding in 3 days.
Yet a sadness was growing in Aladdin's heart. Nadia was too indeed a young nice woman and pleasant to look. But there was something about the woman who rode the camel train, selling perfumes and potions. He could not get his mind, the sound of her laugh, her clever mind, and the comfort of her company. At last, he rubbed the lamp.
of perfumes and potions, the camel rider.
But master, it is your last wish. If you offer the use your third wish and offer the heart to the that and she didn't choose you back, you will miss the chance to marry the princess.
I don't care. I must share what is in my heart with her. Whatever comes of it, so be it.
So Aladdin made his third and last wish and was taken to the true princess. In her travels, she was not all that far from Sultan's land. As it turns out, Aladdin shared his true feelings to her and she returned the same feelings.
She told him her story that she had been born a princess but now was happier living as a traveling merchant. Aladdin said he wanted nothing better than to spend the rest of his days with her by his side, and so they agreed to marry and together ride the camel train, selling potions and perfumes from town to town.
Then, such surprising news! Aladdin and the princess learned that the Sultan had suddenly died. Said Aladdin to his new bride,
Since now your father is gone, you will return to your palace to rule the kingdom side by side together.
As a last goodbye to their life on the camel train, Aladdin gave the magic lamp to the princess, and the princess asked the genie to take her and Aladdin back to the palace as her wish.
Nadia was very pleased to see them. She gladly stepped down to serve again as lady in waiting to the princess. For the rest of their lives, Aladdin and the princess ruled the kingdom wisely and well. And they lived happily ever. As should you. Thank you.
Club is the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, triple bars, and we talk slow. Come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, and the man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And now I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me, say boy. What's your rewind?
चाची वो ले लेते बिशू गिफ्ट हैप्पी क्रिसमस हैप्पी न्यू ईयर।
अरे बोलेगा
इसी के साथ हम ये वीडियो को यहीं एंड करते हैं और मेरे वीडियो आपको कैसा लगा ये कमेंट बॉक्स में ज़रूर बताएगा और इस वीडियो को लाइक सब्सक्राइब और शेयर ज़रूर कीजिएगा। बाय।